Hi, welcome back to Carrie's Craic here on A Spiritual Life. Hope this finds you well. I'm here outside my daughter's razzmatazz, and they are both in their classes today. The little one's in her first class on her own, so I have a few minutes to myself. So this might be a regular occurrence from now on in my car. So this week's Carrie's Craic, my rambles for this week, what's been going on with me. The topic is going to be about triggers and how to overcome them, or how to be with them. So what are triggers? Triggers are those little things that happen. It could be someone said something, done something. It's how you react usually rather than respond, let's say, where you react without thinking. Something's triggered in you, in your body. It's triggered you to say something. It's triggered you to be a certain way. And sorry, I keep leaning on there and I'm aware it's quite squeaky. And you, when we do this work and this conscious living, mindfulness, we realise that that's not how we want to be. We don't want to react like that. We would rather respond like this. So triggers, I probably don't get past a day without being triggered about something, and certainly on that time of your cycle, and especially if you're sort of that perimenopause age like I am. So let me know in the comments what you get triggered about and how often, and what it is you do to manage it, really, because mindfulness is about being kind to ourselves when these things happen and to just learn from them, really. And that's part of doing this spiritual work, right? So what's happened this week? So I'm not going to go into details, but I feel like I might have triggered somebody. I mean, I don't know. So that triggered me and it got me working up about it. And it took a while for me to calm down about it, actually. And one of my ways at the minute to calm down is to get in the shower. I think that sort of flowing energy helps with calming emotions for me. I am a Scorpio moon and a Cancer rising, so even though I'm a fire sun, so I'm a Leo sun, so that's fire. So anyway, water helps to calm me down. So that's kind of what happened. I had a shower, I came out of it. It took me a few hours to think it through. And basically what I want to say on that is if you have good intentions with what you say and do to others, then it's not your responsibility how others perceive you. And likewise, if you're triggered by what someone says, that's not their responsibility, that's yours. And there's a quote that someone I follow, Matt Schaefer, I don't know if you've come across him, he says, let your triggers be your guide. So if you feel that you're being triggered by something, then that's for you to investigate. That's about you. And that might be something based on your experiences from the past. You know, triggers can be a form of self-preservation and the ego. So what is it that's been said and done in the past? What experiences have you had where this thing's triggered you? And does it need to trigger you? Do you need to act that way? Can you take some time out and respond better? These are the questions we can be asking ourselves. These are ways to deal with it. So being triggered is normal, it's human, and being kind to ourselves. So when we are triggered, and especially if we're getting triggered about the same thing every time, like, just be kind with yourself and just try and respond better next time. And know that when you're being triggered, it's from within you. So I realised that on this particular day within this week, and realised that it's more to do with them, if they even did get triggered, I don't know. So if they got triggered by something I said, then it's more to do with them. And it's not passing blame, it's not like that. It's not resigning from any responsibility. It's not about that. It's realising that if you had good intentions and you had no intention of offending anyone or hurting anyone, then it's got to be something that they need to sort out. And likewise, if it's you, something you need to sort out. So triggers aren't easy. There's something, kids can trigger us. That's a big trigger for me, especially when we're on a time schedule, if I'm tired, if we need to be somewhere. All these things are things that can trigger us, especially as parents, right? But we can go look for glimmers. That's what they're saying at the minute, aren't they? The opposite of triggers are glimmers. So glimmers of hope, glimmers of awe, notice the little glimmers that you see in your daily life. Where are they? What are they? How do they make you feel? A little hug from your kid. We say that kids can be the triggers, but kids can be the glimmers as well, right? And it's those hugs, those kisses, those I love yous from out of nowhere, and they're just isn't it's embody that, like enjoy having these glimmers in our lives, and we have to take them on board more because they are not part of survival. The triggers, our body feels like it's in survival, so they end up being catastrophized and a big thing because it's like the body thinks we're in survival. Whereas glimmers don't matter. That we know the hormones that are released for that take longer for us to feel the glimmers and to remember them. So that's why we have to look for them. So look for the glimmers today. Notice when you're triggered. Be kind to yourself. And be kind to other people if they're triggered. And if they're triggered by you, again, realise it's their trigger, but you can still be there and hold space for them in that trigger. And if they're triggered by you and shouting off at you, what can you do? You can just hold space for it. You can just say, I'm sorry you feel like that, or it's okay, get it off your chest. Hold that space. Or just don't say anything. But don't take it personally. We always feel like the need to people please, or we take things on personally a lot. And it's to really just say, we don't need to do that. We don't need to take things personally. We don't need to people please. We just need to be who we are and be kind about it. Be who we are, be authentic, have good intentions, enjoy the good moments, these glimmers. And, the triggers, these glimmers will outweigh the triggers, yeah? So if you want to know more, I thought probably going to keep this one short, but if you want to know a bit more about help with triggers, I have a freebie which is not about triggers. It's about spiritual life for parents, part 1. So if you want to sign up to that freebie, the following emails, if you stay on the newsletter, on the emailing list, you get the emails that come through following that are about being triggered to tranquil. And it's 3 steps in which to do that in the moment, right? So it's one thing looking back in hindsight and saying, oh yeah, I was triggered there. And then realising you get triggered about the same thing, and it's like, how can I break this cycle? I'm aware of it now. And that's the thing about mindfulness. We get used to being mindful about something, and then it's really hard to break that step, to go from being mindful in the moment, from being aware of it, to actually being mindful and changing it in the moment. So being triggered to tranquil, this will help with that. So keep on the newsletter, and you'll get the 3 tips from triggered to tranquil. Okay, just a quick one today. I'm going to go and have a 5 minutes rest before I have to go and pick her up again. So much love. The link for that, I haven't even said where it is. You should find the link on my bio. I'll drop it in the comments if I'm able to. But yeah, check out that and get your freebie as well, which is how to live a spiritual life, which is great, which is what we all want, right? Okay, sending you much love. Bye for now. Have a good week.